once you have your square made, you are going to, first of all, make sure it's dry, and then we're going to take the tape off. And today we're going to make sure that it's 90 degrees, and we're going to try to finish it out. So with this, you're going to, first of all, take the tape off, because remember that tape was what we used to hold it together. And it takes about maybe an hour or so for it to dry. So after an hour, you could probably take it apart. And if you use white glue, it will probably set in about 24 or 12 hours. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is we're going to try to check it to make sure it's nice and even and flat, and to make sure that it is square. And the way you check it is you need to put it against a piece of wood, and you're going to draw a line, put it against the edge. You're going to draw one line, like so, and then you're going to flip it over. And then you're going to see if these lines are parallel together. Okay, if they look like that, then you know that they are squared. Okay, so to finish it out, what you need to do is, if the back edge is not even, you can plane it down. You can do that if you wanted to. Or what we will use is abrasive paper, sandpaper. Now your kit comes with an 80, a 120, and a 220, which will make it very, very smooth. All right, so first of all, take your 80 grit, 80, fold it. Then you're just going to sand it back and forth. Making sure it's nice and smooth. And you sand with the grain, with the lines here. Not too much on the edge, just a little bit. You don't want to take too much off the top, because then it'll make it out of square. If there's any glue here, you could probably chisel it out if you needed to. I don't need to because it looks pretty good. And that is your first abrasive paper, your 80. Then you go to your next one, which will be your 150 or 120. There's your 120, and then the last one is a 220. If your square is a little bit off in the back, you could actually shave it with your shooting board. And the shooting board, don't forget, will have a nice straight edge here, and it's 90 degrees, and it's set for your cut. So what you would do is you are going to put it right against the fence here like that, right? Just like this. And then you're going to take your hand plane and just go right across like this and go all the way up. So just a little shave. And that's all you need to do to make that back nice and even and square to the back. Now to finish it, all you need to do is you just need to just slightly sand it with 220. But I forgot to tell you that in case it might be off a little bit here, you might have to just sand this little edge depending on which angle it is. If it's here, if it's, let's say that the board is off here, and we draw, and it's slightly angled here too much, you can just sand this part here. Okay, if it's too much here, you sand in here. Okay, so it's either this spot here or this spot here. Then you will make your adjustments a little bit at a time. And this way you'll make sure that it's 90 degrees on the inside. Okay, so what you would do is that's how you would check it. But mine is pretty square. It's right on the mark. And it hits just like that all the way through. Okay, so for me to finish it, I would need a 220, which will be my super fine sandpaper, and that will come in your kit. I just round the edges ever so slightly, not too much, just enough to make it smooth. Again, we're going to check it one more time just to make sure, so you guys can see it. I'll do it with a red marker. You're going to draw it here. And you flip it over. They should look parallel, which they are, right there. Okay, so you now know it's squared, okay, which looks really good. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to oil it, and this way we're going to put a finish on it so that it'll be nice and protected. All right, to finish the project, I use a little Danish oil. You can get this in the store. It comes in a nice pint container like this. And all you have to do is just open it, and we're going to put some on it and rub it on and rub it off. Okay, just put some on a rag and just spread it out. Now, if you don't have Danish oil, you can probably just use a simple thing called mineral oil, which is actually your baby oil. You can use baby oil. That'll still work. It won't protect it as much, but at least it'll give you some kind of protection on there. Don't use anything like WD-40 or anything like that, because that's a lubricant. You need something that's like a soaking oil or a finishing oil that will dry, because this stuff will dry in about a day. And after that, it will protect the wood from moisture, humidity, and also it will help it from protect it from weather and warping. And when you finish with it, it'll look something like this, and then you'll have your own personal square. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.